Ever since the release of the first episode back in April of 2012, The Walking Dead game by Telltale Games has received widespread critical acclaim. With the second season having just finished up, I thought it would be interesting to explore the reasons for the success of a game like this. The Walking Dead game is hardly the first game to have an interesting story where your choices affect the outcome of the game. Plenty of other games have done this in the past, including Infamous, the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic series, the Mass Effect series, and many more. So I guess the question is, why is a game that on the surface just looks like a short choice game so popular? There are many reasons for this, one of which is having choices throughout the game makes the game itself more appealing and interesting to the player. It also provides a contrast between other games that the industry seems to be creating at the moment. With very linear games such as first-person shooters like Battlefield 4, where you play as a character that never says a word to anyone and then at the end of the game get given a choice to affect the outcome of the whole game. It seems that developers are noticing that players don't want the same old single-player experience. They want something new, whether it be an interesting storyline or a game where you choose your own outcome. So they try and force a choice ending in a game where it doesn't belong, just to point at it and say, look, you have control over this part. Thankfully, The Walking Dead game doesn't do this. Throughout the whole 2 seasons of The Walking Dead game, you are given many different choices just from answering a simple question to choosing the outcome of a character. Besides the fact that The Walking Dead game offers choice, the biggest reason for the success of the game is there is no distinction between what is right and what is wrong. Many other games such as Mass Effect tell you if the choice you're making is good or evil, but The Walking Dead doesn't do this. There is never a clear right or wrong choice to make. Having the game choices be morally grey works to the game's advantage, as the player often has to question the choice they are making. This also means that discussing different choices made with friends can be enjoyable, seeing what kind of options they chose and their reasoning behind them. Due to the choices offered in the Walking Dead game, it helps to make the main character more relatable, and in some cases the player feels as though they are Lee Everett, as all the choices made by him are ones they would agree with. Other linear games often have the story happen around the main character, with the player having no real control of the story, only reacting to what's happening. This is mainly because without choices in a game, the main character can do things that the player would disagree with, and a character becomes unrelatable and the story therefore can seem pointless. For example, games like Watch Dogs, where the player is in control of Aiden Pierce, a vigilante, you can play the game without killing anyone and be a good guy, but in cutscenes, Aiden will do something that is completely out of character for your version of the character, like letting someone die or killing someone. That's what makes the Walking Dead game feel more important, because you have the opportunity to be the main character through Lee Everett. Most choice-based games, you are making choices that'll just affect what will happen in the story, for example going to a certain location over another. This does happen in the Walking Dead game, but it's more than that. Many choices made affect the characters in the story more so than where the story will go next. So in this game, when making choices, you aren't just thinking, what does my character think? It's what characters do I care about and want to keep safe. This also works well as in the game you find a little girl by the name of Clementine, whose parents are away on holiday, so you are left to care for her for the rest of the story.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. They tried to get me, but I'm hiding until my parents come home.
What's your name?
I'm Clementine. This is my house.
Hi, Clementine. I'm Lee.
This makes the choices have more of an impact, as you are no longer thinking about you, you're thinking about how do these choices affect a child. There have already been 2 seasons of The Walking Dead game so far, with 5 episodes in each, adding up to roughly 1.5 to 2 hours an episode. With the 3rd season announced, I don't think this game series is going away anytime soon. So even though The Walking Dead game may not have much gameplay in the conventional sense, the gameplay is replaced with choices that the player makes that change what happens in the storyline, whether it be to do with what the player does or what happens to a certain character. This brings me to the end of Critical on The Walking Dead game. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, and if you've got any comments about this episode, leave them down below, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. I'll see you all next time.